Hey guys, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the ASVAB. I got a comment asking for some information on the ASVAB, so I decided to make this video. First, I'm going to talk to you about what's in the ASVAB. There's 8 sections total. Each section has a different number of questions and a different time limit to finish that section. There's also a 9th section, which is optional for all the branches except the Navy. So I'm going to talk to you about all of those sections now. The first one is general science. General science covers like all the different kinds of sciences, earth science, physical science, space science, all of them, in 25 questions, and you have 11 minutes to answer those. The second one is arithmetic reasoning. That one is 30 questions and 36 minutes, and it's just basic arithmetic word problems. The third section is word knowledge, and that one is 35 questions and 11 minutes. That one covers kind of like vocabulary with synonyms and figuring out the meaning of certain words. The fourth one is paragraph comprehension, which is 15 questions in 13 minutes. That one's kind of like reading comprehension. It just basically tests how well you can comprehend information that you've been given after you read like a small paragraph. The fifth section is mathematics knowledge. That one is 25 questions in 24 minutes. That one's just a lot of math questions, honestly. The next one is electronics information. That one is 20 questions in 9 minutes. That one just has questions about circuits, breakers, electronic systems, all kinds of stuff that has to do with electronics. The next one is auto and shop information. That one is 25 minutes 25 questions in 11 minutes. That one just has basic questions about things you might find in an automobile and like tools you would find in a shop. Yeah, that's about it. A wood and metal shop and basic auto maintenance and repair kind of questions. The next one is mechanical comprehension. That one is 25 questions in 19 minutes, and that one just it just tests you on like mechanical devices and stuff like they'll ask you if this gear's turning left and this one's turning right, which way is this gear turning, and they'll show you a picture of the gears. The ninth and optional section is assembling objects. That one tests your spatial relationship understanding. It shows you a bunch of shapes and then you have to answer questions about them. Honestly, as weird as it sounds and as hard as it is to explain, I found that one really easy, and I wish I had taken it because I aced all the practice tests I took on that one, but that one's only for if you're joining the Navy. Okay, so how did I study for the ASVAB? Basically what I did was I took a practice test and I figured out which parts that I sucked at. And then I studied for those parts. And to study for those parts, I borrowed a book from the library, or you can buy the book, and there's tons of books on it, on the ASVAB. And you just find a book and you go through those sections that you really did badly at, and basically study for those sections. And then I took a lot of practice tests. As I told you, I started by taking a practice test. Then after I studied, I took more practice tests. I just kept taking them. And I took so many that I got very used to the way the questions were phrased, as well as like certain tools and stuff that they reference. Like I know what the tool is, I just didn't know what it was called. Things like that. That will really help if you take the practice test so you know what they're talking about. Okay, so after the ASVAB, if you took it at MEPS, I'm not sure how they give you your scores, and I think that they may not give them to you that day. I think they have to score it and then they send you your scores later. I know for sure that they send you your scores later if you take it at a local high school, which is what I did. They sent me my scores in the mail. I'm going to show you an example. This one is basically, this is kind of what it'll look like when you get your scores back. This is not my scores, this is just an example one. It'll have your percentile scores, which kind of gives you like how you did compared to other people in your grade or age group. And then over here you get your standard score, which is just basic plain how you scored. No comparison to anyone else. And then your actual score, like the one that people ask you for, is right here. And that one is your military entrance score. And that one's really the important one. It's kind of like your overall score for the entire test. If you get a 90 or above, you qualify for any job in any branch, and each of the branches have their own level. I'm not really sure what all the levels are for each branch, but I know that each job has its own ASVAB score that you need to have, and each branch has its own ASVAB score. So it's really important that you study for the ASVAB and do as well as you can on it. So speaking of studying, I found 3 links for you guys. You can just Google practice ASVAB tests or how to study for the ASVAB test, things like that, and you'll get so many results. But I did a little bit of the work for you. I Googled it. I'm going to put 3 links in the description. The first one has a practice test, flashcards, and study guides for the ASVAB. And the second one and third one have more practice tests for the ASVAB. Like I said, you need to take as many practice tests as you can. It will help you so much. I took so many practice tests and I got really tired of it, and I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. But I kept doing it, and at the end of the day, I scored a 92. So I have so many opportunities because of that. So it's really worth it to put in all that study time. I hope this video helps and gives you guys a little bit of information about what's in all the sections and how to study for them. And I hope you have an awesome day, and I love you.